Well, we're in my central vacuum room, and as you can see, my central vacuum, well, it takes a lot to admit this, it was actually installed wrong. So we're going to go ahead and fix that, and you can see I've been forever using it with an inlet on two sides, which caused a lot of problems before I went to the TruSeal bag. Stuff would go across either way, and when this was installed, I really didn't know what I was doing. Then the person who was helping me really didn't know a whole lot about what he was doing either. And so this got installed kind of wrong. There's two major things. I believe the numbers will be higher after I do this because I've installed a lot of these and they all have higher numbers than what this one is installed. There's two things going on here. The first thing I mentioned where it's got the dual intake, well, we'll fix that here in a second. But the second thing is the exhaust is actually too long. The exhaust on the machine is supposed to be limited to about 12 to 13 feet, and the exhaust on my machine was about 20 feet. So we're going to be chopping that way down. Just in this room we have about 8 feet, and we're going to chop it down to about 10 feet or so. And of course, real men can just open the can without any assistance. That's an inside joke. Well, that pipe work has been cleaned up. One last thing to do. Throw a cap on the other side. This should increase airflow and definitely make sure everything's going to the bag. And the way I did this, there's really not going to be any dropouts or anything either. I want to talk a little bit about the MD bags because they've been a little problematical. The material of the bag is second to none. It's the 2-inlet, 3-inlet design. Why this one stays put just fine, these ones, well, if you only install it on one side, it tends to wiggle loose. So there's two solutions. When you install the dead cap, either you put a second bag adapter on it like I have right now, keep it from wiggling loose, or you have to put tape on one side to keep this thing from vibrating loose and coming out. And what causes this to vibrate loose are on modern installations, we don't just use a plug-in hose. We use a retractable hose. So there's a lot more vibration and a lot more stress as that hose is compressing everything to pull it in. So it's getting used a lot more. Now, I had a question, because I've got a vacuum flow bag here. My question was, would a vacuum flow bag fit on here? Nope, a vacuum flow bag will not fit on here because of the cardboard fitting. You could mash it down, but I think that's a horrible idea. So we are stuck doing this weird thing with the TruSeal bag where you put either tape or, like I said, I have a second bag adapter anyway, so I'm just going to continue to do this and it'll be like so. All right, let's see if that plumbing made any difference. Well, I'm now getting 75 inches of working vacuum at this valve. And the reason I chose this valve is this valve has never gotten great suction for whatever reason. I'll have to visit that at another day when I feel like spending some time in my crawl space, but that's better. So I'm glad that just changing that piping and applying the knowledge that I've learned the past year and a half of being in business for myself. So really happy about that. Well, if you like working vacuum gauges, please give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share it. Have yourself a wonderful day.